the way I'm going to play this is through the Wii Virtual Console. I made a custom WAD file, used WAD injection, and I made a Virtual Console version of this game because I like to pretend it's 10 years ago and that people still do that. If you want to know how I did it, I followed there's a thread on GBA Temp, and maybe I can post a link later. But I ended up having to use a Windows 98 VM because some of the apps were old enough they didn't run Windows 10. Anyway, I also have to thank. Let me see where I got this from. Yeah, so this was a patch. I used a patch that I believe was made by Luigi Blood to convert the Satellaview ROM into a regular Super Famicom ROM, which means that the Wii's Super Nintendo emulator can run it. So thanks to them for that. I know they made that originally, and you can find a GitHub link. I can maybe post that too, but originally the intention was that could be used with a SNES Classic Edition, and as a side effect, it means it can also be used for WAD injection on the Wii. If you're wondering why I'm not just using SNES 9X-GX, it's because I don't feel like it. And also, I wanted to write my own operations guide, which is just HTML, so I might show that off a little bit later. As for the game, though, I'm going to be playing the Extra 4 course, which is the 8th course in the game, and, hard. I only just recently got a silver on it, and I'll probably never get a gold. I just don't think I'm quite good enough at this. Silver, to get a silver, you need 4 under par. For gold, you need 8 under par. And once you beat all 8 courses, you also unlock the ability to specify the wind. But we'll just go with no wind for now. I'll show you the strategies I've been taking on this to try to get that silver medal, which I just recently got. Of course, I can't promise that the strategies will actually pan out in this run. So, the controls, it's for the most part very similar to Kirby's Dream Course. You can rotate around and you can do a putt like this, or you can do a fly shot. Unlike Kirby's Dream Course, from a putt you hit down to switch to fly shots and keep holding down to adjust the angle. Up will make the angle go back and then eventually change it back to a putt. And if you want to view the angle and the direction, just hold either L or R and you'll see the degree markers for each. So I'm holding R right now. Additionally, if you're holding L, it'll snap to increments 45 degrees, which can be useful. For this one, I'm going to put a pretty high angle on it. I'm going to try to get as many bounces off of the green bouncy thing as I can. And the green bouncy thing, I forget what it's called, but Kirby's Dream Course has it too. And this is kind of a risky approach, but what I'm trying to do is to get it past these 4 little bumper square things. If I can get it past those and get all the way down here, then I can probably get a shot off my score. But of course I have to hit that switch first, otherwise there's no bridge here, it'll just fall off. So, switch is kind of required. I'm also going to put a lot of top spin to the right on this. We'll see how that works. But you get the idea. The more conservative approach is just to intentionally get it to land in the sand there, which isn't too hard, and then from there, you can hit it over here and get down there pretty easily. When you're in the sand, the spinner for top or bottom, goes really fast, so it's hard to get exactly what you want. On this particular shot, it doesn't necessarily matter a whole lot unless you're trying for something really specific. There I just got lucky. It's hard to judge, how it's going to bounce off the different slopes. But that worked out well for me. There's a hidden special shot. I didn't get it there, but hardly need it anyway on this hole. Maybe I could have saved it for the next one, but I don't know. If you're going to try to bring a special shot into here and not use it and just get through this with putts, you're probably going to need to, you're going to need to get on the first, I think. If you get down to the bottom, you're going to need to grab one of these to get back up. Those special shot power-ups right there. So I'm going to go angle 192 degrees, maybe a little over halfway, or about halfway. Try to hit one of those yellow squares when it's going up, and hopefully it takes good enough angle. Let's see, ended up behind the plant, which isn't great. I can probably still get it in if I hit over. I can't just putt, which is unfortunate, so I gotta hit a really high angle. I think that'll be sufficient. If you wanted to get to go where the marker is telling it it'll go, you've got to hit it in the middle, no top spin, back spin left or right, and then hit it as hard as you can. That is what that guide is showing you. I don't know why this is a par 4. This being a par 4 is almost as silly as hole number 5 being a par 3. I love the names in this. This one just says spinning. What's spinning? I don't think there's anything spinning on this course that I can see. Ideally here you hit the switch and then get to bounce back towards that arrow, but it's a little hard to do. Could put that left back spin on it, not hit it quite as hard as I can, maybe? Or maybe I just don't put as much... I don't know. I don't quite remember what my approach was here. I hit the switch at least. If it goes out of bounds, you know it goes out of bounds. Oh. Oh, that's a new one for me. But now I can just hit it, not even go down the slope, just hit it over the slope, down into that thing, and try to make it go up there. And we'll see how that works. I'll put some top spin on it. Okay, that's too much top spin. Oh, better. I don't have to deal with the green arrow things. I can never figure out how to putt through those. Green arrow things are pretty much like they are in Kirby's Dream Course as well. Any questions about the general mechanics, go check out Ephraim 225's videos. He goes through all the courses in the game, because better than I am at it. My question is, why did it take that many Ephraims, The first 224 just didn't do it, or... Now the route I usually take on this course is I'm a little more conservative on it. I like to get the ball up here, have it bounce down here. Maybe it goes in the sand, but I'm always usually a little nervous to try to take an angle like this. I didn't line up all that great here, though. I don't want it to go... let's try it. Let's see if this 227 is going to make it go too far to the right or not. Curious to see. Oh, it still landed on the right angled slope, I guess. Alright, that's about as good as I thought it'd go. Sometimes when you play this course, the hole is here, where you see the button now. And the button is over here where the hole is. But it seems to be in the left more often than it's in the right. I'm not quite sure why. I should be able to get it in here, because the spin on the ball is not going to affect, what happens before it hits the ground, I think, in this game. There we go. I got it. I was afraid it was going to not go in the hole and then it was going to bounce all over the place, but I actually got a 1 under par on that. Here's the most aggravating hole in the game. Look at that back part. No bumpers. Like you can just fall off that back part. And even if you take the more conservative approach and try to hit it right there first, then hit it onto the conveyor belt, and then hit it down here, but it's not going to go in the hole. It's going to be going too fast. So you got to hit once more to the hole, and that's 4. And this is a par 3. As for trying to go across here, I am not good enough to attempt that. Let me just say that right now. So it's like, how good are you at putting in this game? If you want to even try to do anything reasonable on this course. Sometimes here I've gotten impatient. I've not putted it down here, down this little hill with quite enough power, and it doesn't even get to the hill because I'm just not paying attention. Those are the sorts of mistakes that you have to avoid, you know? Things like that. Got pretty close to the hole that time. I don't think that would have happened if it was going over the hole because it would have bumped a little, and that would have changed the velocity of the ball just enough for it to not go in. Alright, so we're at 3 under. Let me show you the operations guide. Because I mentioned this earlier, these files, these are just HTML being rendered by an embedded Opera browser, which is like the Wii's internet channel, but it's being used to show you the manual. This health and safety section, you know, pretty much copied from what other games have. We've got the controls graphic, which I kind of put together from some other ones, changed some text, did it in GIMP. This is, of course, same for every Super Nintendo game. And then here I've took a couple screenshots, wrote some text, wrote some more text here. I describe some of the items here. I make up names for them because I don't know what they're called. And I have a cop-out right here where I say, just check the other manual, you know? You know what these things are. No one's going to need this manual. I mean, I don't think this game probably didn't even come with a manual when it was released in Japan, entirely in English, and doesn't describe anything for you. You can just figure it out. But I did not figure out how to get rid of the operations guide button, so I figured I'd just write an operations guide because I can. This is hole number 5, and strategy here is something that I got from Ephraim's video. It was I think it was to get a kind of high arc on this, hit the switch, and then put a lot of backspin on it. Because when you hit that yellow thing, you want to be going forward, so your ball goes forward. Otherwise, that happens. But you also got the bridge up, or it's just going to fall off and it's not going to go anywhere. I will say that something I hadn't realized until I saw that. When it's doing this special shot thing from the yellow square, it's going to go right through that blob there. You go through that blob, normally it's an out of bounds. But the ball just kind of keeps going if it's got this special power-up effect. Now this is an awkward angle. If I try to just do it in the hole here, with an angle like that, it would probably just hit that thing and kind of go over it. I'm going to try just putting. Not quite. This is another hard hole to get par on. my putts are getting pretty reliable, at least if they're on flat ground. That makes me feel better about myself. As far as playing 25-year-old golf-related games goes, kind of ironic I'm playing this on a Wii, you know. If you want to play golf games on the Wii, there are games where you actually like, swing the remote, like, and do golf. And instead I'm using my Wii. And actually, this is a Wii U. I'm, instead of putting a splitter in the video cable hooking up to a TV, I'm just playing on the Wii U's gamepad and using the original Wii's composite cable to output to my very low quality capture card. But for Super Nintendo games, you can see what's going on because Super Nintendo games are pretty low resolution already. How many degrees can I? I'm going to try 3 degrees offset. Not quite enough to get that power shot there, but so with this, if you want that green launcher thing to get your ball to the other side, you gotta hit that switch first. Since again, I'm not that worried about out of bounds, I'm gonna put some crazy left spin on this putt and kind of just see what happens. That happens. I don't really care. I got the switch. That's all I wanted. I'm just trying to get power at this point for the course. I wanted to intersect this at the middle because it's going to launch the ball perpendicular to that yellow line. And I'd like it to line up pretty straight with the hole, which of course is also central to the symmetrical course. And that, yep, when you do that, it's pretty much always going to go in. There are ways to do better on that particular hole. Not that I can. And this is a par 5, but it's kind of high. You can usually get it in under that. It looks intimidating, but it's really about going down, going up, not falling off. And figuring out what is going on with these different terrain types. It's kind of crazy. There are a lot of ways you could approach this. You could probably do 2 if you had practice and you knew what you wanted to do. But if you can get that power shot, it's going to help climb this. It's nice. I can't get quite to that top bouncy thing, but no, I'll try this. We'll see how this works. Yeah, that's fine. Let's see if we can get it on the second bounce here. If I try again the first bounce, I think it's going to hit that floaty hat thing, but second bounce I think we can do. Hopefully that's not too much top spin. I didn't quite get in the middle. There we go. Look, I got 4 under. I'm getting better at this. This game should be on the Switch's Super Nintendo app if you ask me. I'm sure Nintendo's got a localized SNES version, and of course all they'd have to do to localize it is change the colors of the buttons on the picture of the Super Nintendo controller. It's already in English, and surely they've got a version laying around they could put up there. They have Panel de Pon, and that's not in English.